So what I want us to do is to start becoming more conscious, start choosing things in a better way for ourselves, and start creating a life that's going to gear us to really take advantage of the opportunities that are going to show up for us in the years to come.
This podcast is brought to you by The Integrated Human. We work up, down, inside out to plug yourself into your potential. If you want to see what we are up to and what's next, sign up to our newsletter or follow us on social media. If you like what we are doing, we really appreciate it if you can like our post on social media and YouTube and help us grow.
All right. Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast. I'm Jason Shields and I'm big.
And I'm Marit Gabrielsen and I'm the tiny one.
Back in the hot seat again.
Back in the hot seat.
Back from the USA.
US of A.
Woo! Just been in Orlando visiting our jiu-jitsu master.
Ricardo Liborio.
Yes, the first world champion. And he was amazing. The family there is amazing. Martial Arts Nation, definitely a place to visit, guys.
Well worth your time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Also happened to be right before the Pan Am Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships. So we had a whole bunch of legends and world champions and amazing people drop through the gym there while we were there. It was an honor to train with them and to teach classes there and give privates and receive lots of good information and get some high class mentoring from Ricardo Liborio. Love you, Libo.
Can also recommend to not visit Disney World and Universal Studios in spring break.
Yeah, that was cray-cray.
I recommend to not do that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always Mickey, but when there's 43 people between you and Mickey all the time because it's busy, it's not
43,
as fun.
it's more like 2,500 people
Yeah,
between you and Mickey.
We're rude. We were pushing our way through, but Mickey was like, he was unreachable.
I would not recommend it.
No.
But we managed to get 2 rides in Universal.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was Disney World.
Holy. Oh my God. Like that thing started off so boring. Like, you know how...
It wasn't boring. It was pretty.
It was, yeah. It was pretty. But you know how you kind of get on a roller coaster and you know you're going, okay,
yes,
and you're going
it's
up,
building
up,
anticipation.
Right? And you're like, yeah, it's great. And you can see where you're going and all that. That was not Guardians of the Galaxy. Like you started going up a little bit and it just got dark and you're like, this sucks. And then it takes a left turn and it took off, man. I was shook. That thing, at one point you get thrown up in the air and it's just the galaxy opening to you. And you just like, it was so pretty. Like the whole thing slows down and you feel like you're hovering in space. And then that takes a freaking left again and just rips your teeth out on the way. It was crazy.
But what was so pretty with it? And it actually, because we know this is a podcast, we talk about self-development and self-improvement and meditation and such.
And roller coasters.
Yeah. But some of these moments, they were meditative.
Yes.
Especially because it stopped and you looked up and it was all dark and they had like these lights, like the stars, like the galaxy.
Yeah.
And you just felt like you were falling into nothing. It was so nice and feeling. And then they just rip you out.
Shazam.
Yes. So
like I don't get dizzy. I don't get sick to my stomach. I was dizzy and sick to my stomach. Marit was like holding onto my arm. Are you okay? And I'm like, oh, that thing was that. Oh, wow. Wow.
So we had fun.
Great time.
Yes. Great time. We have a theme for today. That was not my post-its. That's for after. We have a theme. Since we went to Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about superheroes.
Oh, nice.
And that there's no difference between male and female superheroes.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, you're just throwing that out?
I'm throwing that out.
Just throwing that out? Like the dog's going to fight over it?
Exactly.
All right. So here's a point.
Okay?
Yeah. If you guys have watched the movies lately, it's like the generation of girl power has arrived, which I very much support and love. Yes, I love it. Thank you very much. Empowered women is what we need to inspire very uninspired group of men that are now kind of living in their mom's basements and gaming the whole time. Like
Exactly.
we need strong women who are just magnets, like lights,
Yes.
for the men to wake up. So that's a precursor. Like understand that I come from a space of total awe and complete respect for the woman in all the woman's aspect. In fact, working with Marit, working with my wife Sieve, I have learned, and I always joke, I've learned to be a better woman by working with them. But I've learned so much about being a human being and being powerful from women. Being powerful. My mother taught me, my wife taught me, Marit's taught me so much about what real bravery, what real strength is. And it's not just the muscle power strength, right? So, from a certain point of view, I feel it's cheapening when you look at the movies and the superheroes today. What they've done is they just basically pulled the male figures out and then put a female in there.
They
So
put boobs
basically,
on it.
they just put boobs and long hair on it. And sometimes, so yeah, sometimes you get,
And you freaked me out, the one with tights and the.
oh, Wonder Woman.
Thank you. That she's come from a throuple.
Yeah.
Like the invention of her came from a throuple.
Yeah, that's true. Like people don't know this necessarily, but there was a polyamorous throuple, not couple, but throuple, and they were the creative force to create Wonder Woman, right? And Wonder Woman's amazing. She's very feminine. She has Amazon power. Yes, and she's strong and all that. She's a god. She's a goddess, right? So of course she's badass, but she's also very feminine, right? Mm-hmm. And very just and all of that, but also is
lifting cars.
Yeah, she lifts cars and chucks things. So it's not about like the absolute strength of a superhero character. And you understand why we're talking about this in a moment. But it's not about women replacing men. Oh, it's about, becoming, full power person. Yes, but there are male qualities and there are female qualities. And in this gender confusion age, we're like, oh, you can't put me in a box. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, you can, but there's still something called female and male power. And they may be very different. They may be very different.
They are very different.
Yeah.
He can say that he's male.
Yeah.
I'm female. I'm going for it.
Yeah. I have to be fully correct because I don't have.
Yeah. I have been in the
army.
Yes. I have hypnosis. That was not the army. Okay. They do everything else to you. No, they actually hypnotize you. Digression. Yeah. Anyways, I've been in hypnosis thinking that women should be male.
Yeah.
F that. Yeah, that's not true. I've used so much time to understand. And if you are a powerful lady out there, or you will think this is the worst thing to hear ever, because I still have to remind myself, but female power is so powerful and it's so different than male power. And both are beautiful. But when you try to make the one of the other thing, it really are in conflict.
It's ugly.
It's ugly. It becomes misaligned. And you cannot be as powerful as you can be within what you are, before you embrace it. And it sucks to acknowledge when you look yourself as a power woman, because you see all this, you get hypnotized again with getting replaced. You just again put some long hair and boobs and some eyelashes on it and you're good to go.
Yeah,
that's not the case. And the more I work with the integrated human, the more I work on myself, the more I see that's a big change.
Yeah.
I see it in myself. I see it in my husband. I see it in you. I see it in Sieve. I see it in the participants in our flow state events.
Yeah.
The evidence is pretty clear now that you were right.
Thank you. Bless.
But it sucks to admit.
Well, that's the thing. It's because the new modern cultural conditioning doesn't understand that there are archetypes, that Carl Jung talked about archetypes, and these archetypal beings inside us, they do actually create the matrix from which our subconscious and conscious mind come from. So, for example, have you heard of a muse?
Yes.
Yes. Now, they're the 9 muses from Greek mythology. That's correct. Are any of them men? No, because a man will do anything for a woman.
Women, we just like, nah.
Yeah, just like, and a lady can maybe talk another lady into doing anything, but
maybe.
but
I
a
don't
man
know.
can't necessarily make a woman do anything.
No.
Exactly, right?
Try me.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So a lot of these iconic roles give us a direction for where we can look for that female power. So I can give men the information and the example for how to be an upright, powerful man. But they won't do it for me, will they?
No.
They'll do it for a woman. Look at your beautiful husband, for example.
So
what
pretty.
An amazing man, a fantastic man. But he has developed himself insanely with my mentorship, yes, but your inspiration. And it doesn't mean that you haven't guided him also.
Oh,
But,
no,
but
not,
he would
not
have
at all.
never gone through the pain of transformation for me.
Or for himself.
Or for himself.
Or for himself.
Well, that's it. Because for women, we will step above and beyond what we consider our own needs and wants in order to perform for her.
No, he is definitely not the man I married. Or the boy I got together with when I was 16.
Exactly.
Thank God.
He's leveling up.
He has changed and leveling up.
Yeah, but for who?
Me.
Yeah, that's it. So the whole point is that a man's heart wants to be valuable, wants to be useful, and wants to be the protector. That's the male heart. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that males don't have male and female qualities and male and female energy. And so do women, of course. We have both inside us.
I think we all can agree that Eric, my husband, is a sweetheart.
He's a sweetheart, he's a soft guy. Soft guy. But he's been very hard and diligent in his progress, meaning that he's constantly held himself to a different standard. Yes. He's continually walking forward when it's not easy. And those are human qualities that are to be admired.
And you can say like one of the things. So yesterday he thinks that in the improvement, he wants to be in shape now because, I like a guy in shape, and we're working so much. So also staying in shape means that you build your physical capacity, meaning that the container you live in has it better so you can actually do more.
Yeah.
Because like we say in Integrated Human, you need a body that's ready to respond.
Yes. And
so yesterday he worked in Bergen first, then he came to Voss, which is a 2-hour drive. He had patients here. He then drove back to Bergen, but then he went to work out.
Yeah.
8:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
And he would never have done that.
And the old Eirik wouldn't have done that.
He would never have done it. 2 years ago, he wouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
Because it would have been too much. It wasn't in his capacity then.
Yeah.
He didn't have enough discipline. But now he knows exactly what he's heading for, where he wants to go, which means this is necessary. So he'd rather take that training than to game.
Yes.
Or to watch Netflix.
Exactly. And if you think about it, inspiration, to be inspired, inspiration, that's basically to be inspired, to be breathed in. It's the breath of life. It's vitality. And where do all people come from? Women. That's it. So understanding that iconic idea of everythingness is female. That connectedness is female. That development, evolution is female. Now, on the other side of it, you have males. So in all of these superhero things, superhero movies and books and everything, you'll see that the male superheroes cut everything away except for one thing. Is that the way a woman works?
No,
exactly.
You showed it perfectly the other day. A male brain works like boom.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
While the female brain works like.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything's connected. You see 3 weeks ahead, a year ahead, the consequences of this, how that will fit in your schedule, and
how it felt last time
it happened, what you should be aware of, and you go boom.
Yeah, and we're like, get it, do it now, right?
Exactly.
And it may go quickly, but it's like psst, 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 where the lady's brain goes.
Exactly.
Right. So the whole point is that the iconic from the Hindu religion is Shiva and Shakti. You have no thingness, which is Shiva, and you have everythingness, which is Shakti. And those two are the universal aspects, and you put them together, and then you share a little piece, and you get yin and yang, which is, again, the Taoist way of looking at things. So it's not coincidental that it's like that. It's the way the universe is structured from the inside of us and out. Okay. So the whole point here is that it's a sad society that creates new superheroes that look exactly like the old superheroes, except that they have boobs and eyelashes
and long hair.
Should a female superhero talk like the old male superhero, punch people in the face, solve problems like the old superheroes used to? Because it looks the same, right? Should they be like the Hulk grabbing somebody and smashing them around? Wonder Woman could do that, but she's way smarter than that, right? She has more technique and finesse, and she's going to figure something else out. Maybe unifying things, maybe gathering the people, maybe inspiring people to lift themselves and be better is a much better superpower.
Now, you said it the other day. You said, because we do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a martial arts.
Yeah.
And I'm really good. I'm really, really good.
She's the first black belt for the ladies in Orlando.
I'm 60 kilos, 120 pounds. I just want to be 185 centimeter tall, 95 kilo male.
Yeah, 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, 220.
And beat some guys up.
Yeah, and just destroy
this
some
my
people.
Heartbreak. And I understand I'm small, but just sometimes, the thought comes, I just wish I was that big.
Yeah.
Really be able to show. I had a point with this. I lost it.
Yeah, but you've developed your technique.
Oh my God.
Insanely.
I had a point. I had a really good point.
Oh.
No, but I wish to be that.
Yeah.
But that's the male figure.
Yeah.
That's the male version.
Yeah.
But like you said,
be Hulk and smash some people.
I would exactly. I
would
want to
smash some people.
Oh, you want to do that? If I just was bigger, you would have smash Hulk.
Yeah.
I told the ladies there. I said, well, when you're big, you can go exactly smash Hulk, take it.
Yeah.
But if you're small, you have to go, I want that, but hip escape, angle adjustments, maybe, oh no, pull back, oh shit, I got thrown, get up again, new distance, almost got it, well, I got something.
Yeah.
That's kind of the process instead.
Yeah.
But you said, now I remember the exact point, and that was that, because I just want to be able to beat people up, not on the street, but like in training, and kind of be dominant, And then you said, Marit, I'm like, yeah, angry. And I said, isn't it better to have 6 people that will beat the whole world up for you than be the one that can beat up everyone?
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? Just look around you. You have so many guys around you that would defend you to their last breath. So you don't have to do that. I'm like, oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I have you, I have Eirik, I have Rutger, I have Ronnie. I have so many good guys around me that will do that for me so I can do all the other stuff.
Exactly.
And that was actually quite big realization because, again, you want to be able, but again, that would be like being the male superhero.
Yeah. Exactly.
Instead of actually just understanding, no, I've collected a tribe. I've collected people around me that loves me, that I love, and a peer group that is super strong to help us be better. And they can take that part so I can do something else.
And they're strong because they're connected. They're strong because they are with you. And they understand their role as friend, but also protectors.
Exactly. And when we look at the Folk State workshops, because we are pretty good, we have these kinds of things, usually have more female than male participants.
Yeah.
But we have pretty high male participation actually. Yeah. We're about 40-45%, which is really good.
Yep.
So men, come in. You're more than welcome. But
lots of good bros there.
There's some very good bros there. And one of them said just last time, just have to mention that, I said, it's so nice to have young, good, strong men here. And he's about in his mid-30.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
But I'm not done, but I'm really trying to be. And that was really I think it was such a nice, I never talked to the guy before.
Mhm.
It was just such a nice thing that he wanted to share. He's trying.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. You're trying.
Yeah.
And
But that's what you're saying is so important, Marit, because it's about finding out where you want to be in your life. So everybody's like, oh, I want to be a king. I want to be a queen. So would you rather have an army or be the best fighter? If you're going to be the best fighter, you can't be a queen.
no, and you
And you
can't
can't
have
be a king.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So you have to understand that, you have to find your role and your superpower. So, and what you were saying was so important and so valuable because the peer group that we have is connected. The peer group you have is inspired. The peer group you have is moving forward and evolving. And all of those are female qualities and very much inspired by the work you've done with me.
Exactly.
Like you are that energy. You are that energy. So I gave structure, you grew. Bam. But the men don't have that energy. They have some plus minus structure. I can lend them my structure of understanding and thought process. I can lend them the structure of my technique and meditation and my nothingness to help upgrade their structure. But the energy to move is feminine.
Yes. And then I remember what I was going for.
Yes.
And that was in our first days, we have some, like I said, a lot of men, but mostly women.
Yes.
But what we've seen is that when they grow, they inspire the men to grow also.
Yes.
There is, when they become more, the men kind of get a little bit more hair on the chest and start also to kind of grow.
Yeah.
It's kind of a byproduct
Yes.
from their growth.
Yep.
Because she demands, it sounds wrong, but she demands more.
Her energy demands more.
She have a higher standard.
Yes.
She holds herself better.
Yep.
So when she walks straighter, the husband starts to walk straighter.
Yes.
It's a natural byproduct of their evolution. And that we have seen a lot.
Yes.
That although the men, their husbands or boyfriend or may not be there, they kind of, as a byproduct, also start to grow.
Exactly.
And that we see more and more of. And then when the ladies have done this for several rounds, they kind of go, what is it? And then they also come to one of the events. But it's really nice to see the growth in the relationship they're having.
Absolutely. That was one of the very powerful things that you did with Eirik. And one of the reasons, and to give you guys a very concrete reason why Eirik started to show up and step up. Marit she woke the hell up. Yeah. Woke the fuck up. Beep, beep. Yeah. Yeah. But she woke the fuck up and she realized that she had to make this change for herself. She had to open herself up. She had to work for her own personal evolution. And she went home and she told Eirik, listen, I love you long time. You're my man.
I was so broad. I said, I have chosen you again.
Yes.
That is really odd that someone comes up when you're married and go, I have chosen you again.
Yes, exactly. But that's the most important thing because we're digressing from my point. But when you are a person who's met another person you got together when you were kids, you didn't really do that consciously. You just kind of did it.
It was
and then
cute.
You've been together for a while. Yeah, exactly. And you were together for a while. So it just became a habit. And then you get into your 20s and 30s and you're like, really? And then you get pregnant and you're still like, really? And you haven't woken up together and you haven't decided anything consciously because you're not conscious. And then suddenly you wake up when you're getting rid of the kids or the kids are moving out of the house and you don't know who that other person is. So being able to choose that person consciously. But Marit went home and she said, listen, you're going to want to do some evolutionary process yourself. Because if you don't, you're probably not going to want to be with me. Because I've decided to grow. Are you with me? And I think he looked left and he looked right. And he was like, oh shit. Okay, let's go.
And I was really open. I said, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
But I think it would be smart that you do something.
Yes.
If it's reading a book, if it's taking a course.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yes.
Luckily, he joined us.
Yeah.
But you need to at least have, and it has to do with the level of conversations you have.
Yeah.
When you start talking about different things than, I don't know, your kids, your dog.
Yeah.
your colleagues,
Yeah.
when you actually start to talk about the big things in life, like
Yeah.
how do you deal with anger? What did you feel during that? Did you sense anything?
Yeah.
This is not everyday conversations.
Mm.
So I think it was, but he said yes, and he has grown.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. And so have all the other men around you. Hence, female superhero.
Female superhero.
That's it. That's it.
Ring.
Ching.
Yes.
So, you had a question for us, but I just want to give everybody else a challenge. If you could sit down and you write down all the qualities for a female superhero and all the qualities for a male superhero, and of course you could say strength, but female strength and male strength can look different, right? Then try to create the idea of what a true female superhero movie would look like, or that role would look like. I challenge you guys to do that and send it in to us, because I would like to hear what you think.
That would be very interesting.
Yes.
And the thing with strength, I'm strong. Like I can lift 120 kilos in deadlifts, which is 240 pounds.
It's twice her weight.
But that's what Jason lifts as a warm up with his broken hip. Like it's strong.
Yeah.
It will not lift a tank strong.
No, exactly.
It won't. So let's find something else, ladies. Yeah. Yes. So we have a question.
Yes.
And that is, how would you define? I have a post-it note because we're old school.
Yep.
With post-it notes. How would you define flow for someone that's never felt it?
Well, first of all, I would like to make you aware of something. If you're an adult and you have a driver's license, you had this experience for sure. But you may not know you've had the experience. Have you ever been driving along on the highway and realized you've been daydreaming and then kind of come back and, oh my God, am I already here? And you've been driving for maybe 30 minutes, 40, 50 minutes, maybe 2 hours without actually paying attention to the fact that you're driving, but you're stopping at all the lights, you're stopping at the stop signs, you're regulating yourself in relationship.
Driving Bergen, it usually happens at Vaxdal.
Vaxdal,
because you have to go down to 60 kilometers an hour there.
Yeah, I even caught myself adjusting to the photo boxes, the traffic control boxes that they have here. Like my foot would go onto the brake, and I'm like, why am I braking? Oh yeah, because of the box. It was interesting. So the automatic portion of your system, which is very capable of getting you through your everyday, by the way, because over 95% of the stuff you say every single day is exactly the same as it was the day before. 90+% of all your thoughts, 90+% of all the things that you do in general are the same every single day. Your automatic behaviors can actually take that for you. So most people don't have to pay attention. They hardly pay attention all day long. Okay? Just like you don't necessarily know if you're paying attention or not until you kind of wake up and come back. You don't necessarily know when you're in the flow or not. So when you feel like things are just kind of falling in place for you and it's going super easy, or you end the day and you have way more energy than average, that's because you've been in the flow state. The flow state is when your nervous system is turned on in a way that the satisfaction of doing the thing you're doing is all you need. So you're not like hoping you get home to see friends on TV faster, or, you're not trying to think about something else while this person is doing their talking and you don't want to listen to them, or, you're not looking forward very much to going to the movies in the evening because where you are right then is good. Right. So, and it doesn't mean it has to be pleasurable, but it's you're engaged, whether it's lifting in the gym or if it's trying to get through your work for that day and you know that you can do it more efficiently. You have set goals that you want to achieve. It's when you're in what you're doing in that moment or in the process of doing something. When you're completely present, everybody's like, oh, when you're in the flow state, you're 500% more efficient. Really? If you pay attention, you're more efficient than if you don't pay attention, right? It's not like some magical thing, but you do become 500% more efficient when you're in the flow, and you experience that in those peak moments of productivity. Everybody does. So everybody's had that experience, but they don't recognize it.
it has happened, not they haven't been conscious.
They haven't been
Basically.
conscious of the fact that they're doing it, or they haven't had the idea. They just know that it was working really
Oh,
well
that was
right
a better
now.
day,
Yeah, it was really easy today. It's like, I don't know why it was
but
easy.
no reflection around it.
No reflection around it. So if
And-
you don't know it's there, you don't know you have it, right?
It's kind of, you had gold in your pocket,
Yeah.
and then they took the gold out, but you didn't notice you had gold in your pocket.
You didn't even know you had a pocket.
You didn't even know you had a pocket.
But you did.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So defining flow state is when everything aligns so that you are completely engaged in what you're doing, that you are adaptable and understand that anything that's happening during the course of your action is a part of what needs to happen at that moment, and all of it gives you fuel to continue working and pushing forward. Yes. That's it.
That's the answer. And then our last section of the podcast, our new hot take.
Hot take.
So hot takes, for everyone that's listening, you can send it in to us. And when I say that, also, I'm going to also inform you, if you are on Spotify or Apple, but with Spotify is kind of a main channel, please give us a 5-star rating and leave a comment. That would be really good. It really is nice to go in and see your comments. So if you have the time and you're walking, please, if it's a heart, or if you want to give us a hot take, that is also cool. A hot take is a trend that is happening around us, and we're going to give our feedback and thoughts around it.
Sizzling hot take.
Yes, it's going to should be a little bit provoking. Last time we had the 5 a.m. hustle, which turned into us not liking ice bathing.
Yes.
Today, we're taking another one. So we got a question about Ozempic. So Ozempic is basically, everybody that's seen the news the last 2 years have seen that it's this miracle drugs that help very overweight people lose a shit ton of weight in a very short time, but it's actually a diabetic medicine. So the hot take and question is, Ozempic, does it work, or are we fooling ourselves?
It works for increasing your ability to produce insulin and slowing your intestines down so that you digest things slower. Okay. But I'm going to give you a little bit of background here. Okay. So what happens is that your body stores fat faster the more often you get insulin spikes. Do you understand? Insulin spikes. So if you start your day with carbs, sugar, oatmeal, sweet stuff, a donut, Dunkin' Donuts, which many Americans do, coffee and a donut.
Exactly.
You will literally eat, this is the research, you will eat twice as much the rest of the day than if you started with just eggs and coffee with no sugar. And why is that? It's because your body gets a spike of insulin, and insulin is not just what absorbs the sugar from your blood, but it's also a hormone that starts fat storage. Okay? So if you eat something with vegetables or fiber, like, because you're like, oh, carbs are bad, therefore I can't eat vegetables because vegetables are carbs. Wrong. Because Ozempic does slow down your digestive tract and slows down the digestion of food. Therefore, you don't get all the sugar from whatever you're eating, if it is a donut, all at once. It slows it down. The problem is it slows your intestines down, so it's not absorbing as quickly. And do you think that's good? To have food just hanging out in there? Do you think that reduction in uptake speed is healthy for you? It probably blocks some other nutrition as well. And you're going to find out later, there's something called Ozempic face, and there's all kinds of side effects, because that's not really the way your body should be handling carbs, or the way you should be handling carbs, right? So what happens is that if you eat vegetables, when you digest them, you get some of the sugar out, but it takes longer time because it has to break it loose from the fiber. That also slows it down, but the fact is that then you have fiber, which helps your intestines work. Isn't that a much smarter way to do it? So we're talking about Ozempic being like a shortcut. And it is not good for your health. And you may lose weight, and that may be, you may lose some fat, hopefully, and that may be good for your health. But guess what, guys? People with real diabetes don't get this medicine because it's sold out to people who are trying to diet. Right? Now, when you and I were in the US, Marit, I don't know if you looked at it, but when we were going to restaurants and we would look at the menus and they had the calories next to all the stuff,
It was insane.
Holy crap, because you can't just get a normal meal, right?
Oh, they're not normal. They just put, I actually don't know what they put in it.
Well,
from the breakfast menu, it was 2 things I could eat.
Yeah,
without I could eat everything, but if it was 2 things I could eat without going way over, then that would be my meal for the day.
Yeah, you can only have one meal. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, everybody wants to have a burger and fries, right? If you're gonna have a burger, you're gonna have a fry, right? So the burger has like 1,500 calories in it, but then you're gonna have chili cheese fries, 2,880 calories. I don't care who you are, unless you're Lance Armstrong biking all day long.
Steroids.
Yeah, on steroids, you will not burn off that stuff. One meal, burger and fries. And who's going to be satisfied all day long on one burger and one fry? Nobody. So what's going to happen is you're going to have 2 or 3 meals like that, and that's 9,000 calories a day. Guys, you can eat a steak and corn on the cob without having bacon grease slathered all over your steak and a crema, which is butter plus sour cream whipped together, smeared in all over your corn, and then put Parmesan cheese on the top. Come on. Like they're always taking this stuff to another level. And yeah, it tastes good, guys. But guess what? If that's the way you're going to live, you're going to need Ozempic. You're going to need it. In fact, if you're going to live like that, not even Ozempic will help you. And if you look at Ozempic, it says Ozempic with a healthy diet choices and exercise can help you lose weight. They still add that. So it's not in itself a solution. Does it work? Yes, for many, because you're maybe just a little bit over your carb intake. And a lot of people who are very large have been consistently over their calorie intake for a long time. But listen, if you're going to eat like 2 meals a day out in restaurants and you're going to drink Starbucks Frappuccinos, my friend, not even Ozempic's going to save you.
My take is that it works for really overweight people that needs to lose weight because they get to the point where they can't move. They get to the point where they actually can't exercise because they're so overweight. But you're solving an inside-out problem with an outside-in solution.
Yes.
And that doesn't work. You've seen it. We have you know the lady in Voss that dealt with people, when you fix your tummy.
My patient.
Yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, when you have gastric bypass surgery.
When you have gastric bypass surgery.
Yes.
And it's the same thing there. You're trying to fix an inside-out problem with an inside-out solution, outside-in solution.
Yeah.
You have to deal with why you're not exercising, why you're not choosing to eat healthy. That's the reason. Medication will not do that for you at the same time as a car will not make you happy. A car will not make your life, can make it easier because you can get to the things you need to go to, but it would not actually it would not fix anything on the inside. The depression you have, the anxiety you have, whatever, doesn't get fixed with an outside-in solution. You actually have to deal with it from the inside. So, shortcut? Yes. Does it fix the problem? No. Do you lose weight? Yes. Should you take it? No. Matik.
Perfect.
Boom. Chakalaka.
So remember, you matter unless you multiply yourself by the speed of light squared. Then your energy. If you can't be energy, matter.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you felt we added something to your day and hopefully your life. If you want to learn more, subscribe to our newsletter and find us at integratedhuman.com. That is integratedhuman.com. Integrated Human on YouTube and other social media platforms. Have a great day and thank you again for listening. Love, light, and upgrade from us at the Integrated Human team.